Top 10 Human Trafficking Research Topics. Child exploitation as a form of human trafficking. This essay should explore the issue of child exploitation. Spotlight the various forms it can take. You could mention child labor, forced begging, and sexual exploitation. What are the factors enhancing this problem? What are the impacts on the victims? Try to find responses to these questions in your paper. Depict the efforts to stop child exploitation in different parts of the world. Human trafficking and public service announcements. Public service announcements, PSAs, are meaningful ads that draw people's attention to urgent social problems. One of the acute social problems they address is human trafficking. In this essay, we offer to analyze the effectiveness of PSAs in raising awareness about this terrible issue. What means do they use? What challenges do they face? Give examples of powerful campaigns that helped to combat human trafficking. Human trafficking from perspectives of deontology, utilitarianism, and egoism. Here, we propose you analyze human trafficking through the lenses of three ethical theories: deontology, utilitarianism, and egoism. How does each of these perspectives view human trafficking? How do they regard the associated moral implications? Describe the approaches and strategies based on these ethical frameworks that can be adopted to prevent human trafficking. Human trafficking, current state and counteracts. For this topic, you should analyze the pressing international issue of human trafficking. What is the difference between human trafficking and smuggling? What categories of people are most likely to become victims? What is the current extent of human trafficking? What measures the international community is taking to combat this problem? Try to answer these questions in your paper. Human trafficking and illegal immigration. The problems of human trafficking and illegal immigration are closely connected. We suggest exploring this connection in your essay. Highlight the vulnerabilities and risks faced by migrants during their journeys. Explain the necessity of comprehensive policies that protect migrants' rights, disrupt trafficking networks, and promote safe and legal migration channels. The most shocking aspects of human trafficking. In this essay, you can reveal the most shocking aspects of human trafficking. Shed light on the horrifying practices and conditions endured by victims. Discuss cases of extreme exploitation. You may mention forced labor, sexual slavery, and organ trafficking to raise awareness and evoke empathy among readers. Also, stress the urgent need for collective action to eradicate this grave violation of human rights. Human trafficking in the USA. This essay can focus on human trafficking within the United States specifically. Examine its prevalence, forms, and exact challenges faced by the country. What factors contribute to trafficking within the U.S.? How do law enforcement agencies, NGOs, and communities combat this issue? We suggest highlighting the importance of collaboration, victim support, and comprehensive legislation in addressing human trafficking in the United States. Human trafficking and psychological impacts. Human trafficking is a crime against humanity that profoundly impacts survivors psychologically. You can explore this impact in your essay. Emphasize the trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder, and long-term effects experienced by victims. Review psychological mechanisms used by criminals to control and manipulate victims. Also, spotlight the challenges faced by survivors during their recovery process. The role of technology in human trafficking and sexual exploitation. We suggest investigating the multifaceted role of technology in human trafficking and sexual exploitation here. How do perpetrators leverage devices for recruitment, contact, and advertising? What are the problems law enforcement face in tracking and fighting online trafficking? How can technology contribute to anti-trafficking efforts? How COVID-19 affected human trafficking. In this paper, you can analyze the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on human trafficking. Highlight the shifts, challenges, and vulnerabilities that have emerged. You can discuss the disruptions in global migration and increased economic insecurity. Besides, delve into the exploitation of vulnerable populations during times of crisis. Find more research topics on studycorgi.com.